Pile the signs of the zodiac. I'm Pam, the Lucky Mermaid, psychic, seer, and modern mystic, bringing you psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides for this mid-month psychic tarot update for July 2025. Please be sure to watch your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign to get a more clear and complete picture of what's to come for you in this mid-month of July and perhaps beyond, because timing will be different for all of you in these general readings. Remember, sometimes your rising sign and your moon sign will resonate more for you than your sun sign. And if you're born on the cusp of your sign, some months your psychic predictions and messages will be coming to you from your cusp sign, so you may want to check that out. So, all that being said, now on to your mid-month psychic tarot update, and I'm starting with the sign of Aries. Hi Aries, the first card you have in your reading is the Four of Pentacles, which is the Miser card, holding on protectively to things of value. It could be money, it could be emotions even, it could also be objects or other things of value. It can also indicate financial success could be coming to you in the future. I feel like you have to do everything to get your money in some kind of order. Could be your bank account, could be bills, could be debts, could be investments. And this is a time, Aries, where you're going to really start to think about the future. You know, what is the future going to hold for you? And like, maybe you need to focus on saving money, or, you know, like retirement funds, or, you know, maybe you want to retire early, or you want to start a business, or something else that you want to do, or maybe you have to pay for your kids' college or something. But it comes up here as you having to think about your future in regard to money. So that could be very important to you in this mid-month of July and moving forward. You may be trying to find ways to ease the burden and stress of bills, debts. Like maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to sell your home and get an apartment. Maybe you want to, maybe you have a big home and you want to sell it and get a smaller home that where, you know, utilities would cost you less, or, you know, maybe you want to get solar panels and see if that reduces your energy bills or something. If you own your own business, or even if you work for another company where you have to get clients and customers, that may be something that you're really viewing in July. Like you're like, I have to get more clients and customers. I need to get more accounts. I need to get more business. This could be on your mind because that will increase your, you know, if you get a commission, it'll increase your commissions on sales if you work for another business or company. Or if you own your own business, it'll bring in more money for you. So focusing on getting more clients and more customers will be important for some of you Aries, sun, moon, or rising sign people. You may also be going through a process where you're really thinking about how you spend your money, what you spend it on. This could be on luxuries and fun and, you know, just maybe even everyday things. So the card you have with it is the Eight of Cups, and this is turning away from what's not working for you anymore, emotionally speaking. And you have this stick of power and control in your hand. And even though the journey's unknown, you're still willing to take it. So you're turning away from something here. Some of you may be prepared to leave. This could be a job, a career, a business, or it could be a love situation. Because my guides are saying you have to think about what's best for you in the long run, which is very similar to what my guides already said with the Four of Pentacles. And I do feel like you are going to be willing to take some kind of risk or chance moving or leaving something, even though there is unknown. There's unknowns there, but I don't know. It could have to do with planetary stuff. I mean, come on, let's be real. Saturn's in Aries. I don't know what just turned retrograde, something, but Saturn went into Aries. Neptune is in Aries. So, you know, a lot of things going on in Aries that could be affecting you and maybe making you more bold and able to like throw caution to the wind and be like more of a risk taker right now. My guides are saying you're finally going to get yourself settled somewhere else. How long is this going to last? I don't know. It could be short term for some of you. It could be long term for some of you. But I do feel like there's particulars. There's certain things that you are really wanting to see or that you're looking for. So I don't feel like you're just going to be risk-taking and gambling and be like, I don't care, let the chips fall where they may. I do feel you are going to have certain criteria and particulars that whatever you're going to has to meet to make you happy or feel satisfied. Some of you may actually jump into a new relationship. I feel they mean romantic relationship. So don't be surprised. You may jump into a new relationship in July or August. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. And you may want to get my mid-year love and romance mid-year 2025 psychic tarot update for singles and couples that, you know, I have on Vimeo. That link is down below in the description box, and it's also on my website on the videos page at theluckymermaid.com, because right at the end there, some of you may be leaving a relationship or going into one, so you may want to check those videos out. So now on to the sign of Taurus. Hi, Taurus. So the first card you have is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is the divine blessings of financial abundance coming to you. It could be an inheritance. It could be a gift of cash. It could be a raise. This could be you selling something and getting a lot of money for it. This can also be emotions even. It's not always just money. And by the way, I just want to mention here, out of all the signs for this mid-month, Pentacles cards came up 10 times. I noticed it right away. I'm like, wow, I don't usually see that many of one thing, and you've got 2 Pentacle cards here in your reading. I do hear you're going to get a raise or some kind of great benefit is coming to you. If you are in sales or you own your own business, I feel you're going to be selling a lot more products and services or whatever you sell. This is going to be a great month for Tauruses to develop something new that could be very financially lucrative for you, either now or in the future. So developing things that could bring in money for you is very, very strong right now in this time frame. Some of you Tauruses, this is going to be a really great time to start a business. It would be very successful, or to do your research and start planning it. Now, I know the commenters are going to say, no, it's not a good time. Mercury's going into retrograde. I think it goes into retrograde on the 17th. I don't care whether it's Mercury in retrograde or not. If my guides tell me it's a good time, I'm going to tell you it's a good time. Now, you may want to wait, just do your research and set everything up and launch it after Mercury goes direct. But I don't know. I'm hearing it's a good time for Tauruses. And also building up something, like if you already started a business recently, or maybe if you've had one for a long time, building it up is good for you. Building up your, your business, because I'm seeing, like, in my mind, my guides are showing me scaffolding. When people are building, and there's different levels of wood of scaffolding when you're building something. So it's a good month to build something. I feel like a business, but it could even be a structure or a house. And you know what? If you make your house bigger and renovate it, or do anything like that, you're increasing its value. So that's part of what's going on here too. Card you have with it is Six of Pentacles. This is giving charitably, freely, and generously to others. It could be receiving, you could be receiving charity and generosity from others. It could indicate the balance of give and take. This could also indicate financial success coming to you in the future. And the other sign that got this card is Leo. I get you're going to start making more money. Now, if you're retired and you're like, I don't work. Well, do you have investments? Because if you have stocks or bonds or cryptocurrency or something else that could generate income or increase in value, it's happening to you one way or the other. Whether you work, own your own business, or have investments, somehow you're making more money. You may be talking to people that can be giving you ideas, inspirations, insight, information, and knowledge about how to expand and grow your finances. This could be a financial advisor. It could be an accountant. It could be somebody that you're friends with that's really, up to date and has all their knowledge about, like, the financial world and the financial markets. But you could be paying for their services. They could be giving you this information for free. You may be watching somebody on the internet that's wise with investing and all of that. Could even be in a book. But I feel like you're going to get some kind of information about how to grow your finances, how to build something bigger, or how to manage your finances better, or how to reallocate your funds into different things to generate more money for you. This comes up for some of you Tauruses. I also hear that some of you will get paid back for a loan, or you could be paying back a loan. If you borrowed money from a bank or from a friend or a family member, you could be paying them back. But I feel it's more likely somebody that borrowed money from you, that you gave the money, is going to be paying you back. If you have grandchildren or children or nieces or nephews or somebody else that you love and care about, you may be building a bank account for them. You may start a savings account or a trust fund or a CD or something that you can keep adding money to over time for some, like I said, grandchildren, children, nieces or nephews, somebody you love and care about. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. You may want to check out my Horseshoe Tarot 7-card spread, Psychic Tarot readings from July of 2025 until July of 2026. This is a very popular video series. I do it every year. It's probably in the top 3 or 4 of the most popular Vimeo video series I make every year, and it covers all kinds of topics. So you may want to check them out. That link is down below in the description box. It's also on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Gemini. Hi, Gemini. First card you have is 3 of Cups. This is 3 sisters, 3 females, 3 friends, help from friends, throwing parties, gatherings, or celebrations, or attending a party, gathering, or celebration. It could also be a celebratory conclusion to something that has been going on in your life. Some of you are meeting with family. Now, it could be for fun, barbecue, party, family event, or could be about something important, meeting with family about wills, estates, trusts, other important details or business. Some of you will be talking to family, or it could be friends, where you're going to make plans to drive somewhere. Now, if you're not driving, you could be taking a plane or a boat, but I feel like most of you, it's like road trip, we're going camping, or we're all going to go to the beach, or we're all going to go to the mountains, or we're all going to go, you know, to an island, or like, so I get like a confab about traveling somewhere together. So some of you are meeting with some of your friends or some of your family about that. You could even be talking about making a plan for a big trip. Like maybe you're planning on going overseas to another country, and or visiting like certain, you know, 7 wonders of the world, or spiritual sites that are important, like, you know, that hold magical, mystical powers, like Stonehenge, the pyramids. Like, I don't know where you're going, but there could be some significant landmarks, or just historical. Maybe you're going to visit castles in Ireland or Scotland or England or France. Some of you, I hate to say this, don't get upset with me, but it did come up, so I have to mention it. Some of you could be getting together with family to plan somebody's funeral. That's somebody that passed away recently. Or conversely, it could be you could be getting together to plan a wedding. Or you could be attending a funeral or a wedding. Any of those. But a lot of planning is going on here. My guides keep mentioning talking, confab, planning. Could be a trip, could be a funeral, could be a wedding. You could also be collaborating with people that think they have all the answers. So if there's been like a problem, a mystery, something hanging over your head or the family's head, you may all be getting together to try to like sort this mystery and problem out. Card you have with it is 7 of Pentacles. This is being tired and exhausted of your hard work and efforts, but gaining financial gain and rewards from your hard work and efforts. Could also be looking at your finances, or your financial world could be a focus. I hear my guides are saying there's things that you need to do differently. And I feel like it does have to do with banking, savings, investments. You could have something to do with your property or a property that you're not sure how to handle it. It could be a property you want to sell. And maybe you're like, well, do I want to rent this out and get the rent? Or do I want to sell it? Or do I want to divide it? Maybe you have a property that has more than one component to it. And you're like, well, do I divide a line here and sell that part of it, but still keep this part of it? You know, that could but looking at property and what to do with it, whether to sell it, to rent it. I also feel that some of you Geminis are going to be changing your mind about something that you thought you were going to do before. And you could be changing your mind now. But I am going to warn you. Mercury does go into retrograde. I should have looked up the dates. I hate when I don't look it up first. But I believe it's the 17th of July. And it usually goes on for 21 days. We're already in the shadow of it now while I'm recording this. So if you change your mind from what you were originally planning on doing it, don't be surprised that when Mercury goes direct, that you then change your mind back to what you originally wanted to do. And especially would be regarding selling a property, leasing a property, dividing a property and selling part of it. All of that is what's really swirling around your Seven of Pentacles. Some of you may be thinking you need to take on a part-time job or some other type of short-term work or endeavor to bring in more money. Maybe if you're somebody that gets Social Security, you may feel like, well, Social Security is not enough, so I've got to get some other kind of job on the side or start my own business or start selling things that you produce or create to generate more income. Some of you are going to be looking at that. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. You may want to check out my Saturn in Aries Psychic Tarot readings. That goes on for 2.5 years, Gemini. So if you want to see how Saturn in Aries is going to be affecting you, you may want to get my Vimeo videos on that. Those links are down below in the description box in the Show More section, or you can find them on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. So now on to the sign of Cancer. Hi Cancer, you're starting off with a bang with the Tower, and this is a card that could symbolize a fight, an end of a relationship, an end of an old paradigm or rulership, so a new paradigm or rulership could begin. This could be, you may be dealing with a natural disaster, flood, earthquake, hurricane. Sometimes it's an awakening, like an enlightening moment where you know, have some kind of information or realization comes to you. There could be somebody that does some kind of breach of contract with you, or you could be breaching a contract. And this is going to cause some kind of hubbub and ruckus. It could, excuse me, it could involve you having to go to court or taking somebody else to court about it, or at least like maybe you don't actually get to court, you just, you know, make a motion or file papers and then there's some kind of settlement. It could be settled. There could be some kind of disaster or something that goes on in your family that makes an argument break out. So there could be some kind of fighting within your family, like some kind of family dispute, argument. I don't feel like you're going to want to listen to it. I feel that you're going to want to leave, like you're going to want to get out of there. You're not going to want to be part of it. There could also be somebody that gets upset because they get caught out on some kind of game playing they've been doing. That could be in your family, that could be at work, that could be in a friend group. I don't know where. It could be family because I still feel like there's a family argument here. So it could be about that, but it could be a different scenario where somebody was doing something unethical or sneaky, or playing some kind of game like backstabbing, two-faced kind of stuff could go on here. And it gets discovered and it gets uncovered and it gets called out. And then you have to look at it and deal with it. And it could be about you. Like you could find out that somebody was perpetrating this directed at you. And then you're mad and you're calling it out. So the card you have with it is the King of Pentacles, and this is an earth sign person. Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could be you, Cancer, if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign that is an earth sign, but it could be somebody else. Some of you could have a family member or friend or love partner that is an earth sign that has some kind of heart issue. They could have a cardiac arrest, they could have a heart attack, they could have an event, maybe it's not a full-blown heart attack, but there could be, or it could be some other type of attack, doesn't have to be heart, but a heart attack does come up to me, or cardiac event. So that could be the Tower for the King of Pentacles. Some of you could get in an argument with the King of Pentacles, that they could feel like you got something that you shouldn't have gotten. There could be some kind of dispute. Like maybe you inherited some money and they didn't think you should have inherited it. Or you got inherited something of value that they didn't think that you should have gotten. Or this could be like maybe even at work where you got a promotion and they think they should have gotten the promotion, so they could be arguing with you about it or trying to go over your head to the bosses and say, hey, Cancer shouldn't have gotten that, I should have gotten it. So when the court cards come up, there's way more possibilities. And I tell you, in the likelihood of which is going to happen first is the order of which I get the messages. So you have to put on your thinking caps and wait also, because these are predictions. So some of you may go, that doesn't make sense to me. Well, maybe in a month or in a couple weeks it will, if it doesn't make sense to you right now. You could find out that this King of Pentacles is somebody that's been spreading gossips or lies about you or has been deceiving you. And the realization of somebody doing something sneaky or underhanded or whatever I said in the Tower card, it could be this is the person that was perpetrating it, an earth sign person. But remember, it could be an earth sign, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. So you may be like, well, I know who that is. That's my brother or somebody in my family, but they're a, I don't know, some other sign, an air sign or something. Well, do you know their rising sign or moon sign? Because a lot of times when I do private readings for people, their rising sign comes up a lot in readings. So just keep that in mind. So I just wanted to let you know, you may be interested in getting my Neptune in Aries Psychic Tarot and Oracle card readings. That covers a 14-year time period. So if you want to see what my guides had to say for you, what's going to go on over the next 14 years, you may want to get those videos. And they are on Vimeo. And that link is down below in the description box in the Show More section. And it's also on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. So now on to the sign of, where am I now? Leo. Hi, Leo. So the first card you have is the World. This is being in control. The planets in the heavens and the spirit guides around you conspiring to give you control. It could also be a karmic cycle ending and a new karmic cycle beginning. I feel like my guides are saying you have to adjust your thinking. For some of you, it could also be things you have to adjust in your life. You may feel like it's really important in August. I'm sorry. Well, look, that popped out in August, but it could be in July, where you want to be the center of attention and focus to be on you for some reason. I don't feel like it's just like, oh, I want everybody to pay attention to me because I'm Leo. No. I feel like there's something important, like some important message you want to give people, or important instruction, or some product or service you want to sell, or present, or teach, or give a speech. So I do feel like you want to be the center of attention and focus in the second half of July or in August. It's going to attract a lot of attention. You may even attract a crowd. and it's going to attract reactions, whether they're positive reactions or negative reactions or a combination of both. I feel like you could be really instructional, showing people how to do something. You may be starting to teach a class, a course, a webinar, a seminar, doing tutorials. It could be videos. It could be in person. It could be a combination of the two. You may also need to be upfront and honest with people and show people how something is done or how something was done. It could be like, maybe you're a, what do they call it? A prosecuting attorney or a defense attorney, and you have to stand up in court and you have to tell people, well, this is how this crime or thing happened, and you're the presenter of the information. But it could be other things. Maybe you're a whistleblower, you know? Some of you could have some inside information and you could be reporting it to the public. So this feels big to me, Leo. Like, you know, this is like big stuff. So the card you have with it is the Six of Pentacles. The other sign to get that in this mid-month update is Taurus. So the Six of Pentacles is a card that symbolizes giving charitably, generously, and freely to others. It can be receiving charity and generosity from others. It can be the balance of give and take. It can also indicate financial success coming to you in the future. I get it again, drawing a crowd. You're drawing a crowd, Leo, and maybe this is going to bring you financial abundance. But remember, this card can mean giving generously and freely to others. So it could be you teaching people, you giving them instruction or important, valuable information, and that's your generosity. Or you're giving this messages and information and whatever it is, teaching, whatever you're doing, and you could be getting money from it, or it could be both things are happening here. Your skills and your talents are going to be really on point now. So whatever you're good at, I don't care what it is, whatever you're, you know, it could be martial arts, maybe it's psychic readings, maybe it's astrology, maybe it's cooking, baking, or I don't know, doing whatever your skills and talents are, they are going to be really on point. And you know, that may be why you have the focus on you and you want the center of attention to be focused, because you could be demonstrating your talents and skills. Maybe you're going to do a demonstration of something, and that could lead you to make more money. People may be like, sign me up. Sign me up. You know how to do that? I want to be your student. You know how to, you're really good at this or that. I'm willing to pay money to get more knowledge and information and demonstrations from you. So again, it's like balance of give and take here. And I feel like you're going to do it in a surprising way. I feel you may do it in a witty and funny way. You're going to use your humor and your, what's that word called? Like your self-assurance, your presence of self and humor to deliver whatever this is. You're going to be the center of the focus here. You may also take a leap of faith and dive into something that could end up being financially lucrative for you. Like, or I don't want to say gambling. It could be a gamble. I don't feel it's like you're literally gambling. But Just an aside here, Leo, you may want to check out my financial psychic tarot readings for 2025. That link is down below in the description box. It's also on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. If you haven't seen what I got for you for your finances for this year, we still have the second half of this year. So I don't know. It's making me think of that when I look at what came up in your two cards. So you may want to look at the financial psychic tarot readings for 2025 that I did on Vimeo. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Virgo. Hi, Virgo. First card you have is the Ten of Pentacles. And this is a card that symbolizes receiving an inheritance, money coming to you through family channels. It could be a gift of cash. This could also indicate you and a partner working hard together to bring in financial stability and abundance to your family. It could be winning money. I do feel that many of you Virgos will find that you are starting to make more money. You could be getting a raise, a promotion, or just like maybe if you have your own business, maybe you're going to start charging more for your products and services and your work, and therefore you're going to gain money, more money somehow. You may be talking to higher ups about getting a raise, a promotion. Some of you may be talking to higher ups involved in the government about getting some kind of stipend, grant, or loan. I don't know if governments give out loans. Or it could be a bank, a financial institution, and you could be talking to them about getting a loan. I do feel that some of you, any of you that have had like some kind of family dispute, could be with a friend too, or a coworker, I get you burying the hatchet with them. So somebody that you may have been at odds with, could be your love partner, could be family, could be friend, could be at work. It's like you're going to like make peace, let bygones be bygones. I also hear that your investments, certain ones, I'm not saying every investment you've got, like if you're in the stock market, I don't know that it's all of your investments, but something you have is going to increase. It could even be crypto. It could be cryptocurrency, it could be a stock. Some of you may decide to sell land or like an old family home, and you could make money off of it. I don't know if it's a home you're living in. Now, it could be. But for some of you, I feel like it's some kind of property you inherited, or like an old family property that, you know, nobody's living in. It could be land too. Like if you have a big property, it could be land. You could be selling land. So the card you have with it is the Two of Pentacles. Now I'm going to say this again. I said this, I think, in Aries or Taurus. Pentacles cards have come up 10 times. 10 Pentacle cards came up in this mid-month. And look, you've got 2 of the 10 here. So Two of Pentacles is weighing your options, having to make a decision or a choice between two things. Seeking balance could also be. Weighing your options, seeking balance, having to make a decision or a choice between two things. Emotions are tied up here. I feel like you got to get your ducks in a row, and you're saying, I got to get things straight. I got to get things organized. I got to put things in order. You want to be looked at and thought of by your family or maybe employers or somebody like you're structured, you're stable, you're organized. There could be things that you're adjusting because of the changing tides of the financial markets and world. So there could be things that you're like, okay, I always, my money has been in this investment account or fund or money market or, whatever. But the flow of things is changing. And now you may be like, I don't want to keep it in there. I'm going to move it from there over here. So you may take money out of something that you feel like it's a slippery slope and take and buy land with it. Or, you had money in some stock market or something and you're like, nope, too much fluctuation. I don't feel real good about it. I'm going to take it and put it over here because I feel like it's more solid, safe, and secure. You may also start going through some documents, bank statements, credit card statements, with a fine-tooth comb and a microscope or like magnifying glass to see where people, like, somebody may have ripped you off. It could be like you got charged for something you didn't buy, or you got charged more for something than you were supposed to be charged. And that could be happening from insurance companies, doctors' offices, credit card companies, different, purveyors you bought something from. I feel like you need to go over invoices, bank statements, credit card statements with a magnifying glass, because you got either double charged or overcharged. Something like that has come up here. So you may want to check that out. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. And I'm going to say the same thing I said to Leos. You may want to get my financial psychic tarot readings for 2025 that I did on Vimeo to see what else your financial world is going to be like in the second half of this year, if you didn't get those yet, because your reading is buzzing all around money and finances. So now on to the sign of Libra. Hi, Libra. So the first card you have is the Page of Pentacles, and this is an earth sign person. Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, sun, moon, or rising sign person. This could be you if your sun, moon, or rising sign is an earth sign. This could be a child to you. It could also be an adult that's immature or young at heart. And pages can bring messages, and this could be a messenger about money or even emotions. This may be somebody that you really feel like you need to take care of them or look after them. This could be your child, it could be a grandchild, or it could be an adult that you just feel like they're having some kind of health problem or emotional problem that you may feel like you need to look after them and take care of them in the month of July, or maybe even going forward in August. I feel like you're looking at them like they're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and they're ready for action. So this could be somebody with a lot of energy. They may be a little hyper or extremely active. They may really want you to talk to them and tell them stories. If you have grandkids or nieces or nephews or little children, they may be wanting you to tell them stories or entertain them. But it could be an adult. You could have an adult that's like, hey, tell me what's going on in your life, or tell me things to, tell me news or tell me stories. I feel like you want to treat them with care, with kindness. They could be somebody in your life that's kind of squirrely at the moment. They may be like, I'm not really sure what I want. Maybe they feel like they've lost their direction, or they're trying to find a new direction, or other things could be happening to them where they're like, I need, you know, advice or guidance. They may be wanting you to direct them. They may be feeling lost or confused about something, and they may be looking to you to take care of them, tell them stories, give them guidance, any or all of that. Like I said, this could be a child, but it could be an adult that's immature or young at heart. This could be somebody that wants to take you out on a date. If you're single, this could be somebody that's interested in you and wants to go out and like, hey, let's grab lunch or let's go to dinner. So it could be somebody that actually has some kind of romantic interest in you as well. So the card you have with it is the Six of Cups, and this is a card that symbolizes past life, reincarnational relationship that you have reincarnated in this lifetime to solve karma. You could be together to the end of your days, or you could, this could be one of your children. It can also mean children and can mean fond childhood memories as well. So it could be connected to the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. This could make sense. Again, I get you could be joining forces with someone to look after and take care of possibly the Page of Pentacles. So if you have a love partner, you and your love partner could be looking after and taking care of this Page of Pentacles for some of you. Some of you could have like a really strong bond with this Page of Pentacles. Could be a love bond, could be a family relation bond. You might be actually gearing up. This reminds me of who else got this? Gemini, I think, got something similar to this. You could be gearing up to take a trip. And the trip could be with the Page of Pentacles, could be one of the people in the trip. So you might be gearing up to take them to the beach, mountain retreat, long distance travel, could be local, but you could be gearing up to do something, take this Page of Pentacles somewhere. Or you, if they're an adult, the two of you could be like, hey, let's go away together. Let's have a trip. There could be an earth sign person, Page of Pentacles person, that you're starting to understand better. If they were like a mystery to you before, or you didn't really get where they were coming from, or like how their mind worked, or how they think about things, you could have some kind of better understanding of them and their perspectives and how they think or feel about something. You could be like, I have a much better understanding of them now. So that could help you out in this relationship. So I just want to say here, if you're interested, my Horseshoe Tarot 7-card spread, psychic tarot readings that go from July of 2025 through till the end of July of 2026, you may want to get those. They cover a lot of different topics. That link is down below in the description box. The links are also on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. It's probably the 3rd or 4th most popular video series I do every year. A lot of information in those videos, so you may want to check them out. So now on to the sign of Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio. First card you have is the Nine of Cups. This is wish fulfillment. All good things coming to you in an emotional sense. You could feel happy, filled with contentment and happiness. This could also be partying energy, like let's let the good times roll. That could be happening for you this month. I feel like quite a number of things could be happening here. First thing I get is you could be getting more clients, customers, or some kind of monetary allowance could be coming to you. So if you, how is that coming to you? I don't know. Maybe, maybe it could be through a job. Maybe it could be through, because I get clients, customers, and I get an allowance. If your job gives you money to use as an expense account, that's kind of an allowance. Or if you get any money from any kind of like trust fund or some kind of like, I don't know, credit union or something that pays out like a fund, like an allowance, you could be, or maybe it's going to start, could be Social Security, could be something else, that you start getting money from some kind of fund could come up here. I feel that some of you are going to be having big, big, big belly laughs, that you're going to be getting together with either family members or friends or a friend or a family member that you haven't seen for a while, and you get together and you have a blast. You could be drinking, partying, just hanging out together. Maybe you don't need the substances to like amp it up, but I hear you belly laughing, like you having a really good time. Okay, this is a weird one. Welcome to Psychic Predictions. You never know what they're going to say. Some of you are going to start sewing something. So maybe you're going to start sewing clothes and you're going to sell them, or sew pocketbooks, or sew baby clothes, or sew quilts, or drapes and curtains. I don't know. Or you're just going to learn to sew, because I get sewing. So you could be getting a new sewing machine. You could be starting to, or maybe you're really good at sewing and you're going to start doing classes and tutorials on it, train people in it, or make products that you sew and sell. Some of you are going to be leasing a new apartment or leasing a new car, because I get a new lease coming up for some of you. So the card that you have with it, Scorpio, is the Fool, and this is starting out on a new path and a new journey with high hopes and high aspirations, but you have to have your wits about you and not have your head in the clouds and not have on rose-colored glasses, because you could fall off the cliff. So you have to be, it's a good card because it's a new journey, but you have to pay attention. I also hear you, Scorpios, are going to be making new alliances with people in the mid-month of July or going into August. And I actually feel for some of you Scorpios, that message actually goes from mid-July all the way to the end of October. This could take you out of your place of work or business and put you in a new like venue or a new firm or a new company or a new business at some point. I'm not saying that's going to happen right away, but making new alliances. So it could be like networking and you make these really good connections, and then it comes up later like, hey, they want you to go work for them, or you guys start a business or company together, or you know, something of that nature, because it's going to lead to something else. The alliances you make in July and August will end up leading you to something else that will be positive and beneficial to you. If you audition for anything, you could be the star of the show. They could give you the lead. Now, you can be in local productions. This doesn't have to be Hollywood. This could be your local theater, or in singing or dancing. Maybe it's not acting, but you could audition for something and you get made like the star. You get the leading role, or you're the star of the show, or you're the headlining gig. You're the headliner at some gig or presentation. If you are good at selling or creating something, I get that you figure out a way to buy and sell things faster. Could be stock trading going on here. Could be cryptocurrency. Could be things that you maybe you already have like, maybe you're on eBay or Etsy or some way to sell things, and you figure out a way to sell things faster. You learn some new kind of tricks of the trade that could help you out. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. You may want to check out my mid-year Psychic Tarot update because what's going to go on the second half of the year for you. If you haven't gotten that reading yet, Scorpio, you may want to do that. That link for those Vimeo videos are down below in the description box in the Show More section. They're also on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. So you may want to check out the, mid-year Psychic Tarot update if you haven't done so yet. So now on to the sign of Sagittarius. Hi, Sagittarius. The first card you have is the Devil. So this is a card that can symbolize being addicted to something, or a partner of yours could be addicted to something. But you could also be trapped and bound to an unhealthy relationship, or trapped and bound to an unhealthy situation. There could be something that you're eating or drinking, or could be a substance, but it could be anything. Could be a food or something that could be giving you problems with your stomach. Could be causing upsetment to your digestive system or stomach. You may have to take care of yourself better. You may need manicures, pedicures, or any other self-care, like if you're good at getting, good about getting massages or facials or anything like that. Maybe you've been skipping it, or not taking enough care of yourself in self-care. Could be very beneficial and helpful to you in this mid-month of July and going forward, even in August and September. This is kind of hard to read. Something could have happened in the past. Could be something you said, could be something you did that, because I'm hearing you reap what you sow. So something you did in the past could come up now that you're having to deal with it. And it could be something you said or something you did. Now, Mercury is in retrograde. I don't know the exact date. I've said this earlier in this reading, so I'm sorry if you listen to other signs and you've heard me say this before. I think it starts on the 17th of July. So, and we have eclipses coming up in September. So you could be getting affected by those two eclipses that are coming up, where the past returns to the present. So something you said or did, it could come up now. You may have to confront or deal with something that you said or did in the past, could be presented to you now. There could be something to do with court. There could be something to do with family and the legal system. So some of you, there could be something that was tied up in court or needed to go to court or was never brought fully to court that now will be looked at, dealt with, handled. Doesn't, I don't know whether you're actually going to go to court or not, but there's a possibility that could happen about something that it could be family related. Or related to a family member to you that didn't get sorted out, dealt with. You may have to be focusing on it, dealing with it, and sorting it out now. The card you have with it is the Four of Swords. This is a pause, a resting phase, a meditative state, a recuperation from an illness. It could also indicate prayer. I just want to add here, I do get there could be some things to do with addictions, like if you are addicted to anything, that the issues of even if you're not doing it anymore, the issues it caused could crop up now. So that could be like, whether it's smoking, drinking, drugs, whatever it was, anything else. There's many things you could be addicted to, right? Many. Spending money, gambling, a lot of things. What you were doing at the time, there may have been no repercussions or fallout from it then, and maybe you're not doing it anymore, but the repercussions of it come up and you have to look at it, face it, or deal with something to do with it now. You may feel like you want to be reclusive. You may want to shutter yourself up and keep yourself away from like public spaces, or maybe it's your own family. Maybe you're like, okay, my family is driving me nuts. I need time to myself. Or, you know, it could be the public. Maybe you're like, you know what? I don't want to go out to the food store to go here or there. I'm going to get my food delivered. I'm not going to the food store now. Or anything that you would be dealing with, like groups of people, or that you may feel like you emotionally cannot deal with it or handle it. You may feel like you need a pause, a resting phase, a meditative state, a recuperation from an illness or prayer. Literally, you may feel that way. You may feel like you're trying to get yourself healed, whole again, back in order. You may feel like, wow, my system is wackadoo. It's, you know, got off kilter. Maybe you don't feel like you have the energy you should, or you're having too many headaches, or, you know, you just feel like things in your body feel out of whack, or like things are falling apart, and you may feel like, I need to heal. So you may be doing cleanses or getting certain kind of treatments of some sort, acupuncture, acupressure, massage, whatever. Could be things that you want to, you know, have done to your body. Could be things you want to like eat or drink to help you feel fresh, whole, clean, revitalized. That kind of energy is here for Sagittarius. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. I just want to let you know, you may want to check out my Horseshoe Tarot 7-card spread psychic tarot reading for July of 2025, going through a year until July of 2026. Those readings may be helpful to you. The link is down below in the description box in the Show More section. It's also on my website at theluckymermaid.com. On the videos page, I don't have it on there yet as I'm recording this, but I have to get them over there on my website. These are connected to Vimeo. So they're Vimeo videos. So you may want to get either your sun sign or your rising sign or your cusp sign or your moon sign, but you may want to check them out. So now on to the sign of Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. I was surprised to see this card come up, and you may be like, why? Why is that a surprise? I don't know, but I haven't seen it for a while. You got the Hanged Man as your first card. So this is being in limbo, not moving forward, not moving backward, being in a state of suspended animation and having to draw strongly from your own psychic ability and intuition when the Hanged Man shows up. You may feel like it can also mean waiting. I hear that you may feel like you're unsure, that you're in judgment of something, or something that you need to look at, evaluate, and judge, that you have uncertainty about what your feelings are or thoughts are about something. So you're going to take the path of let's wait and see, because you're trying to get more information to reveal itself or come out before you make a choice or a decision. Because you have to let things fall out where they may, because there's things being held back or suppressed, either intentionally or unintentionally. So you don't have the whole story about something. You don't have the whole picture about something yet. And it is waiting. It's waiting to let the chips fall where they may, or things to come out and be revealed to you before you make some kind of judgment or decision on something. That's what my guides are telling me. It could also be that you're waiting for information. You don't have enough information, because I'm seeing a faucet and I'm seeing drip, drip, drip. And so like information or things you need to know are only going to come out like drip, drip. You're not going to get a floodgate open of like all this information coming to you. It's going to be drip, drip, drip. So you got to wait. And I feel like if anybody tries to pressure you, you're going to be like, you can't pressure me because I can't put my finger on it right now. I can't give you the answer. It's too much uncertainty. So I do feel like there's either someone or maybe more than one person that are going to want you to give your answer or give your opinion or your thoughts on something, and you're going to tell them that you can't yet. I don't mean to be vague here, but this is a general reading. And think of how many Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign people and cusp sign are watching this. So I can't pinpoint what exactly this thing is. You have to think about how it applies in your life. Got to put your thinking caps on, Capricorn, on that one. So the card you have with it is the Knight of Rods. And this is a fire sign person, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could be you, Capricorn, if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign, or cusp sign, right? Or you do have fire on one side of you. You have to see how this is going to make sense to you. Yes, you could be Sagittarius, could be cusp sign. So you have to see who this is. Could be you, could be somebody else. I get the sense that this is somebody that's creating some kind of drama. I feel like they could be making you mad. They may be critical of you. They may be saying to you, you're looking in the wrong place. You're thinking the wrong thing. They may even tell you you're working in the wrong place, because I hear that too, which comes up as weird. So this Knight of Rods fire sign person may be saying to you, you're thinking the wrong thing. You're looking for something in the wrong place, or you're working in the wrong place or industry. Maybe they think you're not in the right career. They may feel like they are giving you valuable insights or information and you're not doing anything with it and you're shutting down. I go back to the Hangman card. Because they may feel like, hey, don't sit on your hands and wait and do nothing. You need to take action. So this could be the person that's like kind of trying to like egg you along, you know, and to do something. And you're like, you're it makes me think of, oh, long ago when I was little kid, there was a show called Get Smart. And he used to go in the elevator and, you know, the elevator doors would shut. I feel like that's what you're doing. You're doing that to the Knight of Rods person. There's something that's being speculated. And the Knight of Rods wants you to give them an answer or help them decide something or do something with them or for them. And you're like, I can't yet. I don't know yet. I don't have enough information yet. So I don't know what this is about. So I'm sorry. You need to watch your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. And if you're born on the cusp, watch your cusp sign, because that may give you more clues about what is going on here. And you may want to get my Neptune in Aries Psychic Tarot and Oracle card readings. That covers a 14-year time period. Neptune went into Aries on March 30th, I think. and it goes all the way to March of 3039. It will retrograde back out and go back in, but it's covering a 14-year time period. And Capricorn, I feel like you need to check that video series out. Link is down below in the description box, and it's also on my website at theluckymermaid.com on the videos page. Neptune in Aries, Psychic Tarot and Oracle card readings. It's on Vimeo. So now on to the sign of Aquarius. Hi, Aquarius. So the first card you have is the Six of Cups. And this is a past life reincarnation relationship that you've reincarnated in this lifetime to solve karma. You could be together to the end of your days, or you could break up. Either way, it could be solving karma. But this could also be a family member you were connected to in a previous incarnation. It could also mean fond childhood memories or children. The other sign that got this is Libra for this mid-month update. If you have kids, you could be putting all your thoughts, energies, and forces and focus on your kids. You may be worried about them. You may be wanting to help them. You may be wanting to see their dreams come true. You could be very strongly drawn to linking up with like-minded people. This could be a month where you get like involved in some kind of club, group, or organization or with a person. Could be one other person. It doesn't always have to be a club, group, or organization. In this situation, that think like you, believe in the same things as you. It could be at a church. It could be in a to do with spiritual things. It could just be other things like hobbies, skills, crafts, personal interests. For some of you, a romance could develop. Now, some of you may already be in a romance with this person. Some of you, if you're not, you may meet this person, I feel like between now and the end of October. If you have kids in school, there's things about their schooling, training, or education that's going to change. They could be entering school. They could be changing from one grade to another. They could be, if your kids are older, they could be switching their major. They could be leaving, some other, like if they're getting an advanced degree, they could be pursuing a whole different type of degree than what they had before. Your skills of coping mechanisms and your ability to comfort and show kindness and compassion to others is going to be very high this month. And that could be with people you know and people you don't know. That could even happen with clients and customers if you have your own business, or if you work for a company or business where you deal with clients and customers. You could be very understanding and kind and compassionate to those people as well. The card you have with it is the Four of Rods. This is getting married. You could be attending a wedding, throwing a wedding. You could be attending some kind of party gatherings or celebrations. You could be throwing the party gathering or celebration. This could also be success coming to you in springtime. Some of you that have been dating somebody or seeing somebody for a while, there could be engagement coming up here. You could be getting engaged, or somebody that you love and care about that's close to you could be getting engaged or married. You may want to brighten up and spruce up your life. You could be doing that to your own physical appearance, but you could, I feel more likely, many of you are going to be doing this to your environment. You may be getting new wallpaper or paint or rugs or drapes or shades or new siding, or, you know, something, or a variety of things that would be like upgrading or sprucing up your environment. And you could be doing a lot of like price comparison, finding out how much something costs, like doing like, well, I want to, you know, put new windows in my house, so I'm going to get a quote from these people and these people over here and this company over here. Like you could be getting quotes for things. Some of you that want to sell a home, you may be staging your home or property. There could be something really changing in you, where some of you Aquarians, sun, moon, or rising, could really be losing interest in something. And now you're like, something that was really important to you or meant a lot to you, or that you had very strict parameters about or were rigid about certain things, may become not important to you anymore. You may be losing interest in something and starting to gain new ideas, thoughts, and interests in other areas. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. You may want to check out my mid-year 2025 Psychic Tarot update if you haven't yet, Aquarius, because that could give you maybe more insight as to what this second half of this year is going to hold for you. This reading could, maybe that will shed more light on it for you. So now on to the sign of Pisces. Hi, Pisces. So the first card you have is the Knight of Pentacles. This is an earth sign person, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could be you if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign that is an earth sign. This could be somebody that you're getting information and or instruction from. It could be you, where you are now going to be getting on board with some kind of new program or some kind of course, class, program, or idea. I feel like this is somebody that's observant and they tell it like it is. But I feel like something to do with this Knight of Pentacles, like I said, it could be you, it could be somebody else. I feel like you need to adjust because something is changing. So I feel like it's either changing at your job, in the workplace, or if you own your own business, or it could be, I really feel like it's around that. I feel like it's job, your business, workplace, or career. Some of you, this could be somebody you get interested in and you start to date. They could also already be in your life as a love partner. This could be somebody that you meet on a dating site or that you meet like somewhere that you capture this earth sign's attention. Some of you, it could even be somebody you knew from the past that comes back up. Like you could run into them, right? You could go to the movies and like, whoa, we used to go to school together, or we used to work together, and then something could come of it, either a rekindling of a friendship or maybe possibility of a romantic relationship could come up here for you. This could be somebody that really made some kind of everlasting impression on you, even if you parted ways or you haven't seen them in a long time. This is, I don't feel like if this is somebody you knew before, they have made some kind of impression on you. So the card you have with it is the Queen of Cups. This could be you, Pisces, because Queen of Cups is Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This could be somebody in your family that is, or friend, or a love partner that's keeping secrets from you. So for some of you, this isn't you. This is somebody that's got a strong water placement, sun, moon, rising, or cusp sign. That's a water sign. That's keeping something secret or keeping something from you. You could be thinking about yourself, that you need to change something that you don't want to do anymore. It could be maybe your thoughts and ideologies. Maybe you're like, well, I've been thinking this way and I don't want to think that way anymore. I want to change that. Now I'm going to think this way. Or it could be a career change or about anything, but something you're like thinking about you want to change. You may have been very, how do I put this? Like sequestered or not real like wide open about stuff. Like you may have kept like secrets or kept a lot of things to yourself or kept a lot of things inside or didn't let certain people know. Could be, you know, people you work with or family or whomever, that you didn't like really open up and let people know your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, your views on this and that, and you kept things kind of sequestered. Well, the floodgates could be opening. You may be changing your mind about that. You may be like, you know what, I keep all this stuff to myself, or I don't share my opinions when other people are, you know, given theirs. I keep my opinions to myself, blah, blah, blah. Well, you may be like, well, not keeping my opinions to myself now. I'm going to let them be known. Or certain things about yourself that you were like not telling people. You may feel like, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to be open about this and that. Some of you could be starting a relationship with this Knight of Pentacles person. Because when I look at the two of you together, there could be something cooking here. You may already be with them, or they may show up now. Or they could be from the past and they show up now. And something gets rekindled, like I said earlier. So you have to see how it plays out, Pisces. Always watch your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. And if you're born on the cusp of your sign, watch your cusp sign, because all of your messages are not just going to come to you from your sun sign. And some people write me and been telling me since the beginning. I've been on YouTube for 11 years, and I've been getting written to by viewers since then that their sun sign maybe doesn't make sense to them 1 month, and all their messages are sitting there in their moon sign or their rising sign. So always make sure you watch all of them to put the pieces together, because it's not a private reading. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching these videos, and thank you for liking, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for your comments. I do really appreciate all of that. It does help this channel to grow. And if you would like to get any of the special video series that I record for my Vimeo on-demand pages, where you're going to get loads of psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides, those links are posted down below in the description box in the Show More section. My most recently recorded ones for this year of 2025. So you can click on any of those links, and that link will take you to the pages on Vimeo where you can read the descriptions of what is going on in that reading, what divination tools I've used, how long they go out for, and what the prices are to download and purchase them. They're very, very reasonably priced. They're not expensive readings at all. So if you're not looking at the Vimeo videos, you're really missing out, because they're very inexpensive and they could be helpful to you. And you help support this channel to keep going, so it helps me out as well. So I hope you have absolutely amazing, amazing month, rest of the month of July 2025. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.